Alright, here we are with Fellowship, The Deep, Season 1, Episode 5.
I am Tyler, and I'm playing the Overlord, Grand Architect Zane, and to my left we have X playing Y.
Peter as Architect Juno Alderon, the heir.
Mark as Prover Iceclaw, the dwarf.
Devin as Goblin King, the orc.
Nicole as Marilla the Rain.
Alright, who wants to recap what happened last session?
So, last session, what we ended up doing is we got on the boat with the Overlord because that's what Marilla decided was the best plan for us all. We hung out, totally defenseless, yelled at him a bit, because he's just a nightmare. Then we hung out with him some more, and didn't forge any bonds with anyone because we all decided not to forge bonds with people when they were in a position of emotional vulnerability. Cool decision. Then we got to the ice wall.
I forged bonds with you guys last session.
No, with the Overlord!
Oh,
God damn it, those are weapons!
I think I also did that.
Good, well, okay, you're good then. I didn't, I forgot. Nobody finished him with compassion, which would bypass his invincibility. Then we went to an ice wall, guy tamed a bunch of wolves, and then we went to the edge of the world, and the Overlord tried to psychologically nag us that he was doing us a favor, even though the first time we fought, we embarrassed the shit out of him. Like,
By the way, truly, the Brokfolk are the most.
yeah, that too. They'll get there. But yeah, the first time we met the Overlord, we just embarrassed him. Like to the point, if that had happened to me, I probably would have killed myself. It was that humiliating. And then he's like, "Oh, I did you a favor by bringing you here to the edge of the world, so I can go now. I did you a solid."
Go play with my Kraken.
And then we found out a bunch of stuff, like how he's lying but not really, and he's mind controlled, and that was it. Brokfolk are in trouble, and we're gonna go hang out with them.
No, Brokfolk aren't in trouble, are they?
Oh,
Well,
they
they
are
are.
so
I mean,
in trouble.
everyone's in trouble.
Like,
the whole world's
did
in
we know that they were in trouble?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The guards came and were like,
The guards were like, our village is
Brokfolk
fucked.
in the area are
Yeah.
in trouble. Welcome to Cornelia.
Here's a quest
It's a
marker.
Final Fantasy 1 reference.
River King, Devin.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's just jump right into it then. So you guys are on the ice wall. The Overlord vanished into a pool of water and disappeared. And last you guys left off, you had talked to the Brokfolk guards, and they had asked you to go and help out their city.
Oh, let's go. Make haste.
And
Yeah,
I think
so you want to do, Hoover?
We were called to do that since we avoided fighting them, and it's kind of important to me and my people.
you guys had decided to not sail your ship, but to walk over.
I mean, how far is this?
How close is it either way?
It's probably a couple days' journey.
We should definitely.
We thought it was
sail
like 15 minutes over there.
No,
I
no.
didn't. I assumed it was further away. That's why I'm like, why would you leave our only mode of transportation behind?
Yeah, he deliberately took you to a section of the wall that was kind of like...
Far away.
Far away
Far
from
away.
the badgers. They don't badger us as we're going through.
Well, let's just get on our boat.
Okay. So you guys head back, and you get on the boat, and you sail off towards... What is the name of the city?
Cathair-deighe.
Okay, and do you want to tell us a little bit about Cathair-deighe?
Yeah, it's the Brokfolk have their own communities on the island that are a little more sort of natural. The ones that they have out on the actual walls are, by necessity, they have to be a bit more militaristic, large, and they've had to have adapted to tundra climate. So this is one of the largest. All the ice wall guard or the wall guard live on the actual wall. They've hewn it out of the edges of the ice, and they walk along that area. There's also a big community kind of supporting it because you need that for mostly fishermen, as well as a fair amount of traders. They go to the various islands, bring back wood and raw supplies. About 60% of them live on stone houses that dot around the shore, and there's a big sort of central area where trade occurs and more outsiders live. And that's kind of where most people end up propagating who come to it, and what we did view as a natural port.
Okay. So your journey over there is completely uneventful, like almost suspiciously so. The wind is still, the sea is calm. There's no sign of anything moving at all in the water. It is just completely dead. Just a quiet tide.
I didn't understand. There should be run into at least 2 or 3 fisher vessels.
Well,
It's a city of thousands, and there's no good arable land to farm.
well, maybe they're further at sea. Maybe all the fish left or something. Doesn't seem like there's that many.
I'm going to assume that everyone is, I mean, we were told that they were in mortal peril, right?
Well,
I, like, specifically made, like, the cutting throat motion, but, like, on the side that Poover wasn't on, being, like, trying to be, like, I'm trying to be sensitive about it, but clearly being, like, really blunt about it.
it's like Nicole. You're half see-through probably, so he could see that.
Yes, exactly!
So you guys pull in, and you do see that all of the fishing boats have been deployed. But it's like a ghost town. You see some elderly Brokfolk walking around, but all of the outsiders, all of the fishermen are just gone.
And no one from any other races. Oh well, that's.
It's all old Brokfolk? No, like,
It's all
normal
old
side?
Brokfolk,
Or age?
yeah.
Okay.
There should be. I didn't see anyone with not a trace of grey hair in their coats, and not one member of any other race.
Well, could be an emergency, could be a war, or could be someone taking slaves. Let's ask.
Okay, so I guess
We were going to
Okay.
save those slaves, remember?
Yeah, you guys, that's still on your to-do list.
I mean, it's hard. We've been going from point A to point B.
See, there's like saving the world to do, and they're getting by. We pay enough so that they survive and the family doesn't get killed. So
now this may just become a little bit more impactful.
So as soon as you guys make port, the remaining people just flock to you as fast as they can. I mean, they're elderly Brocken folk. Some of them are still able-bodied, but mostly it's kind of older people, and they're shuffling up, and they're saying, Poover Iceclaw, have you come to save our village?
We come on a quest, but obviously this situation must be dire. Tell me what's happened.
Foolishness. We were fools. They were fools. We never should have let the elf folk in. He came to set up a school, and we thought nothing of it. We have traders come by all the time, people coming in, people passing through, but he started talking to all the young folk. He got them all riled up, took them away to a colony, away from the wall, taught them that their traditions, our ways of doing life were foolish and superstitious, that nothing had attacked the wall in years, that they might as well go off and explore and see the world. And they all took him up on it. And then, when the young folk left, the sea died down, and we couldn't fish anymore. We've been sending out farther and farther afield into the ocean, but we've gotten nigh anything. We're starting to starve.
Grim tidings indeed.
well,
Do you know where they went?
Where who went?
All your people.
The young folk?
Yeah.
Aye. They're on an island, not far from here. An artist colony, they call it.
They're like hippie communes, it sounds like.
I have no opinion on this.
the artists are people. Well, we do have some spare foods in our stores. I think we can share with the community, and then we can go and investigate what happened with the elf, what's going on with your youngs. I guess.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh, you've brought a builder with you.
I pledge myself to the service to him in the wall.
Juno Alderon, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Always good to see a builder out here at the wall.
So, we'll do our best to help. So how much food should I cross out to feed them? Just one?
It's a whole
It's a-
village.
Yeah, it's
One food.
I mean,
yeah, it's
How much food could a village eat, Michael?
I mean-
1 unit?
it's only old people.
If you're going to share your food with the village, you guys are going to be tapped out.
I don't have food to share.
And
with the
even
village.
then, it's only going to be a temporary
What if I
solution.
feed them my 4 wolves? Will they eat those?
I
You're
do
such
have a
wolves
question.
asshole.
So, do you know why the fish would have departed from these areas?
Nah, it's mighty
And
strange.
Not looking at the Brokfolk, looking at
Marilla.
Marilla, and also at someone who also is very in tune with the wild and is a friend of the dolphins.
Yeah, what do you think, Marilla? That seems convenient.
Oh yeah, the Zane and his people probably mind controlled the kids, and also made all the fish go away to punish people that didn't listen.
I'll call up the dolphins and the mermaid. See, we
Seaweed?
don't know how to and the
Yeah.
dolphins.
Okay.
Hey! Why are there no fish around here?
The water's gone still. Something bad is coming. Everything in the water can sense it.
Like a predator?
Bigger than that. Also, I don't know. I mean, you're not part of the depths like us. You don't feel it tugging at the back of your head. But I heard the stories that you guys told after you came back from the wall. That dragon has been in the water a long time.
Right.
So it's part of the water now.
Can you connect the dots for me?
Can you control the water? Is that what you're saying?
More.
Look, I hear a whispering in my mind every day. I didn't know where it came from before, but once you guys started talking, what you're up against, it all kind of makes sense. This thing, it's part of the ocean. The ocean is part of it. I would stay out of the deep waters if I were you.
Alright, that makes sense. Good to know, thanks. You've done us a great favor. I'm gonna build another bond with her.
Sure.
I mean, she's half animal. That'll be useful.
She starts to cry.
Oh boy, emotions.
Yeah. She just breaks
Prison that
out.
I'm locked in that I can neither understand or escape.
She just breaks out sobbing, and then she dives into the ocean.
Well, I can't follow her.
Hey, you wanna go comfort her?
Yeah.
Feelings?
Okay.
Go do that. I can't. It's not gonna work if I go underwater.
I'll follow her.
Okay, she's swimming down.
Wait. I presume I can talk underwater. I have to hold my
Sure.
breath, so
Sure.
yeah.
Down to Goblin Town.
Yeah, I'll try to catch up to her.
Okay, you can. She's not moving very fast. She just kind of, when you approach, she just goes still.
What's wrong, buddy?
I don't know how long I can last. I don't know how long any of us can last. I hear it whispering all the time. I hear it talking to me. I want to be your friend. I want to be a good friend,
Okay.
but I don't think you can trust me.
That's really good to know. Obviously, he doesn't have as much control over you that you can tell us, though.
No, it's just a whisper, but it's getting louder.
Can I, kind of sense something, too?
Yeah, you're like a water person
Yeah.
as well.
Literally.
Somewhat.
Yeah, so once you kind of start to tune in, you hear just like a slow, deep murmuring in the back of your head. And you can't really make out the words, but you can just feel an emotion. And it's just this intense, deep hate.
Okay. Is it specifically aimed at like us, or is it just hatred?
When you focus on it, you see Juno.
Juno. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Shake my head a bit. This is super helpful. I don't know how to comfort her. It's really brutal. She's a mermaid. It's not like she can just leave the ocean.
Yeah, no, she's kind of stuck.
Well, I'm real sorry this is happening, but we are currently working on reducing its power, at least.
She just breaks down sobbing again.
It was kind of like pat her back and stuff, because like there's nothing I can say. Like, you can't say it's gonna be okay. It's a giant fucking dragon that's gonna mind control her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll be like, okay, I gotta go now.
Okay, she just...
You do your
nods.
best.
We'll fight it as long as we can. And we'll go looking for fish. We'll see if we can round some up.
Oh,
Coral them back to the village. We want to help.
That's super helpful. I wish one of us would have even thought of that solution, because that's fantastic.
I didn't want to impose when they all started crying about being possessed.
Boo hoo hoo.
I was like, oh man, it'd be a real dick move to ask them a favor.
Much obliged. If assuming this is not.
We're
taking
underwater.
place.
It's
Whatever.
underwater.
What's going on?
We're hanging out.
So
All
yeah,
the things like I have no strong opinions on our colonies.
So she swims off.
okay. I'll go back up top, tell everyone what's up with all the possessions.
You get the
what's
message.
with the fish.
A terrible thing to be compelled like that.
Yeah. It's disturbing that it's powerful enough to reach everywhere.
What are you all talking about?
The who's
man,
asking?
Such a long story.
Another Brokfolk.
Okay, yeah.
Do we want to do like the full story about the whole thing?
All Brokfolk is a
Softball.
colorful language and a little easier to explain. I explain it in Brokfolk.
Okay.
Basically, there's a dragon at the bottom, imprisoned at the bottom of the ocean, and he's a dick.
And there's a guy going around who's trying to unleash it, and things are bad. And there's certain people have been come over to it. Certain people have been mind controlled.
We knew a builder would never willingly turn against the wall. I admit it was a point of vexation for many of us. Not saying I'm glad to hear that there's something worse out there, but I am glad to hear that our faith was not misplaced. So what are you going to do about it?
Well, stop, of course.
How?
Well, we'll have to face off against him again. Get an amulet of him and talk sense to him.
A combination of trying to get into see reason and fight against the power, keep him from doing what needs to be done to take down the wall, and when necessary to beat him, although we'll have to overcome his magical protections.
You were talking about mind control. Could it be the same thing that's happening to our young folk?
Yes, that was what I thought earlier. Oh, I'm not listening to you. You're not talking
He
my
seems
language.
to have the ability to charm an entire group of large groups of people, although how much is mind control and how much is wishful thinking is not well, I can't say. I'm the magical expert.
Could be just a coincidence.
Well, it's a little out of my wheelhouse as well. but our village is dying. If you don't bring our young folk back, and if you don't bring any food, we're done for, and there'll be no one to watch the wall.
We'll go and investigate and see what's going on and try and bring the errant barons back.
Don't forget to tell them that the mermaids...
Also, yeah, my friend here is going to be bringing back some. A friend of ours is going to be bringing back some fish that'll help Taijo. I didn't know how many she can bring, but she'll do what she can.
Well, anything would be welcome. And they give you a sullen Brokfolk nod.
Yep. Let's see. Is there any among your number who can come with us to try and talk some sense into them?
Aye, but I mean, we've talked ourselves hoarse. What more can you expect us to do?
Just asking if one or two wanted to accompany.
I think we have some experience with talking people hoarse.
I mean,
My voice.
if it'll help, I'll come. Anyone will come. We're on the brink here. There's nothing we wouldn't do.
Basically, this is also out of character and excuse for anyone to.
Yeah. Do you
Bring
want to craft an NPC here? Do you want to pick what you'd like to grab, and we'll.
Sure. Do we need someone or?
We need so many people for the ship.
We still have
Filter these old pieces of shit into the ship.
muscle doctor and the cook. That's neat.
Okay, so
Maybe there's like a community elder that's like a grandma type, so she'll be able to talk good to these younger folk, but also like cook.
is
Yeah,
Isol
absolutely.
still running things as the elder?
Aye, she's at the inn.
If she'd come, that would be pretty good at. She's good at convincing people to come across.
Aye, we'll send a runner. Okay. So you get Isolde?
Yeah, Isol Burrowell.
Okay, so she comes.
Discord.
ISOLD, burrow, well.
She's an older Brokfolk.
Yeah, she's older / late middle age.
Okay, so she comes slowly walking down the street towards you guys. Aye, I hear I've been asked for.
We've come to bring back the wayward barons, but having someone a quote who knows a bit more about the situation.
I'll smack some sense into him.
Good.
She gets on your boat.
Excellent.
Could you put the
Oh,
name
yeah.
in the shared Discord so
Sorry,
I could
yeah.
put it in the notes
That would
and the
help.
sheet and so on.
So she's now your cook.
Cool.
That means we have access to food on the ship.
Ooh, we can have more people on. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go talk with the youngsters and the elf, I suppose.
Okay.
Let's go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
to be clear, out of character, I didn't want to have to ask in character, but so is it like children were lured away, and the old people are here on the island, and then the normal aged people are like out fishing? Or...
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's it exactly.
Oh, okay.
Ah, well, like younger people as well. Okay. Well, let's give the children back then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys sail off, and again, the sea is just deathly quiet. And then eventually, as you guys are sailing out towards where you're told the island are, you see fins starting to circle around you in the water.
Like sharky fins.
Like how the
Sharky fins, except way bigger. than
You may
normal
want to
sharks.
have a word with your friends.
Your dolphins are not here.
Those are giant sharks. What do you expect me to do?
I'll throw treasure out there. Have them.
They start butting into the ship, and it starts rocking back and forth.
Okay. Interesting property I'd like to introduce. Do you know, ever heard of hydrostasis? So the gunner is going to put an explosive round
Okay.
right into the water.
Oh.
Okay.
Go fishing.
Yeah, you drop it in, and it chums up, and a couple of the sharks turn belly up, but not all of them were caught in the blast.
Okay.
That stuff
But you get a sight of them now, and they are just mammoth things with weird striping all along their bodies. And after you put the round in, the butting against your ship starts to get more and more frenzied, and it's rocking back and forth. People are having to cling to objects just to stay standing.
Well, looks like we've got some work to do.
Yeah. I guess we'd like to, I don't know, start maneuvering them or start fighting with them. What do you want to do with them?
Well, how's the Zephyr here looking?
I mean, it's looking pretty well. If you just pull up with the
Oh,
ship.
there we go.
Also, I don't think we can crew parts of the ship, guys.
I mean, yes.
In the new version, like the updated version put out, we can't crew parts of the ship.
Oh,
I'm almost certain.
I guess we'll try doing.
Because we had to rebuild the ship, we rebuilt the ship, right?
Yeah. That's the new stuff.
do we have like a? So do we each want to motor it or?
Where are you guys all exactly right now?
I would be on the
What are
deck
you
of the
doing?
ship, probably wobbling.
I'm probably in the engine room, and then like communicating with the with like an interior horn or something.
Yeah, probably by the steering wheel or what have you.
I'm probably where Marilla was when people were yelling at me. You know, like, oh man, what are we going to do?
Okay, what about your companions?
Down in the cargo hold because there's a menagerie of them and they're all just going to get in the way.
In the stables.
Yeah.
Okay, so your ship is bucking in the water. It's starting to tilt dangerously. Any more of this and it's going to start taking on water.
She cannot take the pressure, Captain.
Well,
I'll jump down onto one of the sharkies
Okay,
and I'll activate my acidic enzymes for an attack.
okay, do it. Roll it.
Oh, do I have an advantage? Like,
Oh, no, players
I
and
mean,
companions can
for
assign
the
roles.
sake of this, I mean, we're going to assume that they're not really expecting
somebody
a
to
full
jump
out
off the
assault.
boat.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll with advantage. We'll say that there's currently 5 megalodons in the water right now. So you're jumping onto one of them.
I rolled a 9. So I'm rolling with sense because I'm trying to.
Okay, so you damage one of its stats. They have 2 stats. Let's say that they are...
I was specifically trying to blind it, by the way.
Okay. They are gigantic and they are vicious.
These things aren't expecting us.
They are not.
I'm going to jump on an ambush and instantly kill it as per brutally coming.
Okay.
I'm going to
You...
leap off it back onto the ship.
Well, how do you manage that?
By jumping.
Okay.
Yeah!
Okay, you leap out and you stab a shark, and the shark that you're on starts to dive, and the rest of the sharks just swim away.
good working.
Do I sense something bigger coming?
Yes.
I thought so. I'm gonna so up top be like, guys, there's something bigger coming, and then I'll like climb up the boat.
Get back on the ship and let's gun it, I guess. Switch it for the good booze, I guess.
Yep. Pour in the 30-year plus.
Okay. You see a whale starting to surface, and swimming with the whale is seaweed.
Oh.
She's coming right for us.
Hey, seaweed, is this what we talked about, or?
You wanted fish.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's. Yeah, we need it at that island.
Okay, she veers off, and the whale veers with her.
That's not a fish, that's an mammal.
She doesn't know that. She's a dumb mermaid. But the sharks do not come back.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Oh, good. We don't have to kill that whale.
Oh, you didn't have to waste this.
Yeah, so
You could have befriended Devin.
looks like that village is
Just need to wait a
going to
little
be
bit.
pretty well fed. And all their lanterns lit. And, I don't know, what else? They have their perfume?
Yeah, their brains are perfume.
Yeah.
We generally
Oh, man,
trade the musk of a Brokfolk hard to mask.
So on the horizon, you see an island with a small, kind of temporarily erected village set up on it.
Temporarily erect.
Well, looks like a place. Take us forward.
Alright, that's it. We'll land there and you can do your magic. Over. Because they can't see what I'm talking.
You get
Okay.
there?
You guys come in, and you see a lot of young Brokfolk, most of whom are congregated around kind of a middle-aged elf who's sitting at the middle of the village giving a little lecture. They don't really like break up or anything when you guys approach. They just keep on going with what they're doing.
So I'm presuming that it would be impolite to walk over and directly just start thumping upon an elf.
Well, let's see what the lecture is all about. See what we're dealing with.
He's talking about a history of the builders, actually. Some of the major architectural works of the last century.
Yeah. Interesting, just another way.
Is it like altered though to support our grand
Nope,
architects
it's
things?
it's pretty straightforward. Just talking about architecture. The elf catches sight of you and says, "Ah, we have guests.
That's right.
And look, we're graced with a builder. How fortuitous. Perhaps you could come and enlighten us."
Oh, what are you enlightening about?
Well, we were just speaking of some of the great works of the builders. Perhaps you could tell us more in depth than I could. I merely have an outside perspective, but you've been brought up in the traditions.
I could go over and start talking about, some builder architecture of the giant clockwork machines in the capital, what have you, and
Okay. Yeah, they're
Details
all
of
just
it.
eating it up.
So, after the lecture, again, okay. Well, but that's, I guess, enough for me. So, I heard you made a nice colony around here.
Yes. I have helped steer some of these poor, misguided souls away from squandering their lives in a feudal defense of what is already a very established and formidable structure, and help them reach out on paths of their own choosing.
You say younger, just out of curiosity. What are we talking about in the...
We're talking like teens to 20s.
Okay. So not legit actual kids.
Not like, yeah, it's not like
Not
a
like-
Pied Piper
like-
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seems to be changing. Like, oh no, only the older folks are made. Okay, that means everyone below the age of 50 got drafted. No, the older folks are out fishing. Okay.
No, it was always like the old people were at the village, the middle-aged people were out fishing, and then the younger people were at the colony.
We're all the children.
Nothing has changed, Peter.
Where are all the
It's
children?
getting more reveal over
Where
time.
are all the children?
Where are all the children? They're at the colony too.
Okay.
Now it's changed a little.
That's changed.
I forgot about the little children, so they're here too.
Because they're here.
Yeah, they're here.
Okay.
Sans parents,
Remember,
right?
younglings.
Sans parents. Yeah.
Sans parents from Spirited Away?
I mean, don't judge some of the
Sans, I
things.
zoned out for a while. What the fuck?
I thought you meant Sans from Undertale's parents, and I was like, oh, we don't know whose parents are, dude. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Ah.
Without
fucked your
parents.
mom.
Without parents.
I think the sun went down. Should we open the window?
Yes.
No, the sun is not down yet. It's there in the sky. Make no further suggestions.
So all like the 20-something kids who are out here are looking at you expectantly.
So, how are you surviving this village? Everyone's well fed? Everyone's maintained?
Yeah, the fish are plentiful.
Huh. Sad enough, because the fish in the other village are missing. Your other folks are starving.
That sounds odd.
It does, looking over at the elf.
What, you think I control the fish?
I mean, you know, elf magic is quite powerful at times, so I would, you know, dismiss that, I suppose.
Can I look closely and just sort of?
Yeah, sure.
I have. Let's see what we can.
What are you murmuring at Evans?
He
You whispered it out
he
there.
was murmuring, "Hey, does he have a dragon amulet on him?"
Lord.
No, I was asking, wouldn't that be the dragon
No.
in the water? We know what the elf is doing. It's the dragon in the water.
Yeah, but he might have an amulet that lets him control fish because of that.
You should ask that.
So you find out one of the questions the hard way.
Yeah, I can only answer.
How
any
hard
of
can
those,
Goblin
I'll
King
say.
punch me in the dick?
Is something hidden or out of place? Tell me about this guy. What is he doing? What will they do next?
What he will do next is greet you to the village by placing a necklace about your neck that puts you in despair.
Ooh.
You immediately feel your vitality just kind of like sap out of you, and your willingness to kind of push back against this guy just erodes.
Is everybody wearing necklaces?
No, it just
No,
just the
just
Brokfolk.
ended up getting
Because
Just
he
the
was the only-
folk or just him?
Just him.
all
Just
the rock
Poover
folk
or
wearing
all the
it.
kids and stuff wearing it too?
They're not all wearing necklaces, but there is a lot of jewelry going around,
Okay.
and the Brocken folk typically don't wear a lot of jewelry.
They seem
Yes,
very, like,
very.
yeah.
Yeah.
But their jewelry will be different than elven jewelry.
It is not elven jewelry at all.
It's ancient jewelry, right?
Yeah.
Hey, just a quick question. Is this guy a threat to the world?
The elf?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I just transparency. I need to know that.
Yeah, sure. He is a general.
Okay. 'Cause-
If he wasn't a threat to the world, you can just kill him instantly.
what was it? As soon as he put that lay on it, it'd just be chest burster.
Yeah, no, he is a threat to the world.
I am declaring that I am famous and that he is my fan, and I forge a bond with him.
Sure.
Pay a price, Devin.
No, it's just a one-use item. It's not even a move.
Oh, it's an item. Okay.
I have a gear option where I'm famous
Okay.
that I got from the ring.
You're Goblin King.
Yep.
I've heard about you.
It's me!
We're big fans of your work over here.
Oh, thank you. I've never worked a day in my life.
With a shit-eating grin that's friendly.
So,
Just gonna Snapchat
what
that.
are you doing palling around with these guys?
Oh, this guy, promised to, if I help him be in charge, he promised to make the first few decades of his career super miserable by cutting up ancestral territory that every other person in the world belongs to. And that seems like a pretty fun ride.
It seems like kind of a dick move.
Hey,
I'm not doing it.
hey, Goblin King.
What?
Maybe don't tell people that part when we want them to be our friends.
Yes! What, I'm supposed to lie?
Yeah. You just say the part where he's gonna give you territory, and then you don't have to say the other part that makes you and
You know,
him
I was in the
sound
middle of a
like
conversation with a fan here, alright?
Yeah,
You
it's
might want an autograph.
kind of out in the open.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I have a certain appreciation for dick moves. So, what can I do for you guys?
What's this guy's name that I now have a bond with because we're close friends?
He is named Acerin.
Acerin?
You named him Acerin.
I did not name him Acerin. I named him Acerin.
Put the thing in the Discord. Acer and the elf.
You named him Acerin!
And he's so loyal, too.
I'm not gonna lie, Acerin isn't even a unique name. It's one of the default names in the 3rd edition player's handbook for an elf. It's actually a generic elf name.
That's fantastic.
Right? I love it.
Well, we were sort of hoping you'd see fit to return all the people to the city.
You're saying those words as if I stole them. These people are all here of their own free will.
Yeah, people can't be controlled. That never happens.
What was I saying again?
You were, I don't know. So,
By the way, Poover's got a magical evil
oh, I
necklace.
know, I saw
Yeah.
it put it on you. I don't have, like,
This is unfortunate because I was going to let Mark do the talking this session.
Hmm.
Now he's been blunted emotionally. I should have taken I can eat everything. Now I can just eat the amulet. It's like, no. I can do this all day. Captain America just eating jewelry.
I mean, I think this is a crowning opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, these people have all come here to learn. And look at you, such a diverse cast of characters. You all have so much to teach.
I am big on diversity.
Tell us, Goblin King, is there anything you'd like to speak to these people about? Any wisdom you have to impart? This is an open audience.
So in Wall Builder Society,
Oh boy, buckle down for like an hour, listeners.
No.
so in Wall Builder Society, kids, you gotta gather around. There is, you can buy property and land, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can also rent land and property from landowners, landlords, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a certain type of renting you can do, where instead of renting it while you live in it, you rent it for a few weeks out of the year. You share the time in the rental. Of all the stupid things wall builders do, this is the stupidest, because it traps the dumbest of them in it. Never buy a timeshare.
Well, thank you for your wisdom, Goblin King.
Kept it short. My version of
That's
the wall.
good to know.
Yeah, my version of the wall builders is like they're just like the whitest people.
And you're a member of the Rain. We don't get many of your people up here on the wall. Do you have any kind of interesting perspective from under the depths of the ocean that you could impart to us?
There's a big evil monster in the ocean that's controlling all the fish and purposely starving all your elders to punish them, I'm supposing, for not going with this guy.
That
Oh, yeah,
just
that was
sounds
it.
crazy.
1 second.
Yeah, it did happen.
Hoover begins pulling out his tag and immediately starts guzzling booze.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Because vigor beats despair.
Yeah. So once that's done, he says, "Ah, yes. Now I remember what I was going to say. Drop any kind of mental compunction and admit it to these crowds right now, and I'll consider not stabbing you with my spear until you can speak, but with a whistle through your lungs."
I imagine that was in character because now he's very drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Talk sense.
Yeah, I'm going to talk sense, and I'm going to use scary as hell.
Okay.
Ah, my goblin power.
Yeah.
Pay
You
a
learned it from me.
price. Pay a price is a threat to the
He's
world.
a threat to the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Get extra drunk.
Yeah, I'm going to burn through 2 stout because...
You spilled a bunch while you were trying to drink fast?
He just drank extra because he overcome it. Now,
Okay.
normally he's rolling with. I'm rolling with this
Despair, but you have vigor, so you're canceling
so
it out.
canceling out, and I get to add blood.
Vigor beats despair.
But that cancels it out.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Hope
cancel.
cancels out despair. Vigor beats despair. So you roll 3d6.
Oh,
Really?
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Go like
I'm fine
drunk cancel out vigor, and so on.
It's a whole Pokemon thing.
Yeah, I'm fine. We can just go with it.
11.
Whole Pokemon thing. Not
Okay,
rock, paper,
so
scissors, and not
what do you wanna
circle
do?
jerk.
I would like to. Okay, annoyingly. So, I would like to ask about any mind. Basically, this is the thing. Like, any mind control you're using, I want you to.
Alright.
He's going to admit it now.
So do you
Because,
talk sense or speak softly?
I think I have to use talk sense for this one.
Yeah, they're both very different.
Yes. That's
Talk
I'm
sense
looking
is...
at the other one. Oh, there we go.
Don't fuck up the pages.
Sorry.
Just want to give us...
Just tell me what you're trying to do, and we'll get there.
I would basically like to convince them to drop any of the mind.
drop the charade.
Yeah, admit to the mind control and
Okay.
drop the charade. Because I know he's doing it, and I'm quite ready to just basically just end this by stabbing him repeatedly.
Sure.
I guess since he's I'm supposing general of the Overlord, I think you can like channel the bonds the Overlord has with him.
Yeah, you can use the
fail.
bonds with us.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that though.
Let's remind you of that.
Or you can
Alright,
force
thank
him to make you fail and destroy eat up bonds.
Oh,
Not for this one.
this is important.
So I just I'd like him to admit basically the
All right.
While he's talking, can I walk up to him?
To him?
Yeah,
Or
to Poover.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Poover and like start taking the necklace off of him because he wasn't doing it, and I'm like, oh my god, buddy, if you stop being drunk before you then you're just gonna go back under mind control. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that as like he's like, tell me about the mind control. I'm just like, I'm gonna take off the mind control device and put, I was gonna say in my pocket, which I don't have. Goblin
Eat it in the ocean.
Eat it, or put it in your pocket. Do you have that power?
No, not yet, but I can still eat it. Goblins can't just eat anything.
I thought you were gonna say no. I'm just putting it like in my pocket. I was just making you think that I was eating it.
I mean, never my cheek pockets.
all right. I will drop the mind control on the 6 people who are mind controlled.
Ha ha ha! I see what you did there.
But most of these people were just sick of living on the wall.
Yeah, teens do that. I didn't think they were all mind controlled.
Yeah, I
So-
think the honeyed words were enough.
Teens get influenced to be rebellious. That's a thing.
So what do you say, guys?
I'm a
Who
teen.
wants to go back and live on the wall and spend your life in a pointless, futile quest to defend the builders who have never done anything for you?
Except
shit, they're calling you out on the stuff you've been-
except build the wall. Also,
Wait, did
children.
Brokfolk laborers to do that?
I have problems.
I don't know why I'm talking about this.
Hey, everybody! If you could form a line here, please. Everyone that's wearing jewelry, please form a line here. And I need to take off your jewelry for a sec. I'm gonna polish it because I'm a water person. I can do that.
Oh, yeah, you're acid.
Okay.
You acid etching.
Can
I
you
do
roll
have
for that?
acidic genes.
Yeah.
Roll like to what?
talk sense or speak softly.
Oh yeah, sure.
Finish them.
Probably talk sense.
Finish them, talk sense, speak softly, they'd all work.
I'll roll talk sense, and I'm. One moment here.
You're detailing your plan, they're placing it. Sense.
But I'm kind of just lying to them. But my grace is damaged. So I don't
What are you lying about? Oh, about polishing it. Yeah.
Like, I guess I could. I could just put it inside me, but I mean.
Alright, we'll get these back in about an hour. It's like a rock tumbler.
I don't think you're trying to trick them.
Okay. So just, I'll just roll with fucking sense.
Sure.
Unless I want to roll with
I don't know
two.
what I can do here, because I'm much more built to murder.
Also, the other thing too is, if Poover, one thing he's likely to do is, so, who's old enough to have actually made the oath and turned their back on it?
When do they make the oath?
That would be when they are an adult. They can join the. They can join the arm. A certain amount of people would be
So
expected to. do it.
maybe some of them, maybe like 10% would be that old,
Yeah.
but the rest are too young.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a 9. So on a 7+, they do as you ask to the best of their ability.
Okay. Polish those
Um,
things nicely.
So you guys have kind of come in here and flexed your muscles, and I mean, there's a builder with you, and there's Poover, and they've got really,
Yeah.
they're not against you, so
Yeah.
they're willing to kind of go along with what you say. So they walk in and they take off their jewelry and they hand it over to you, and you notice a couple of them kind of shake their heads and look a little dazed, but not most of them.
Yeah. So I'll look over at sir. My people have a profound respect for yours. If you, as the rightful builder, were to give a speech about how they've been using this compulsion and trying to draw people off the wall, it may be their duty. They may listen to reason from you better than me. Now, as for those 10, takes a look. There's just got to be a few people who still have the remnants of uniforms and stuff on, or
Yeah,
insignia.
absolutely.
Yeah. So walks up to one of them basically. No jewelry.
No, not anymore. They've all taken it off.
Says, ye look old enough to have made the oath.
Aye.
and you're here.
I'm not wasting my life anymore.
God punch!
Was he one of the ones that was wearing jewelry that like?
They were all wearing some kind of
No,
jewelry.
but was he one
Yeah,
of the
it was,
ones that
like,
looked like?
eroding their
No,
confused doing it?
no,
Okay.
he was not.
Because I was like, well, wait for me to check which ones are doing it before you just go and kill
Well,
someone.
no, that's why we waited for the that was
Okay,
the idea.
so you punch him like straight in the gut, and he just throws up all over his shoes.
Yep, that's basically it says you have an oath to your brothers on the wall and the rest of the people. You defend this land. 5 years after your term is completed, you can do whatever you want, but until then, you will obey your oath.
Wait,
Take
so
your
it's like-
pick.
Sorry, I thought you were done.
It's per turn. That's the minimum.
Sorry, I didn't mean to totally cut you off.
Wait, your service level was only like 5 years?
That's voluntary. Some people will be up.
I thought you had to do it for life.
No, what kind of people do you think we are?
I didn't know. I don't know. You only have to do it for 5 years?
But we live on the wall.
Move
We
away
never-
when you're done. My 2 guys did.
I'm trying to move away now. And you see what I get for it.
You didn't try to move away. You ditched out on a promise you made to your parents. Dick move. My parents tried to eat me. Your parents probably love you, right?
I didn't need to take this from you.
Well, yeah.
Oh, but you do. Oh, but you will take it from me. I am.
Okay, there's like a ring around you now
Yeah. Okay.
of people just watching.
Come on, take your lumps and go do your thing you promised to do. Everyone else.
Anyone who is here who has made a swear to their oath will return. Those who claim to have been mind control, have been affected by the jewelry affecting your mind. I will give you the benefit of the doubt. You
Bitch,
can-
I was gonna stealthily figure out which ones were.
Let him do
Well,
the
also, I
thing.
don't care which ones. If they're willing to return to this one,
Okay.
that's fine. But if you insist on breaking your oath with me here, a Brokfolk who has given almost all of their family, their friends, and spent most of their life serving, what do you think is going to happen?
And what have you got to show for it?
My honor,
And that's a big thing.
and also several thousand of me kin who are safe from greater threats because I defend them from them.
When was the last time something
Not for a while.
No, but yeah. Actually, he did in Proover's history. He did lose a bunch of people to sack. So I'm assuming he didn't just the ship just ran into an iceberg.
Yeah,
The
no,
captain
you were-
was
You
you
were
were
on
out-
fire one day. That just happens. We don't know why.
You were out beyond the wall and you hit something, and
Gone with a magnifying
there was a
glass.
monster in it.
Yeah.
Took down most of your crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that all happened.
Also, if you don't want to waste your lives, why don't you change it?
I didn't care about the higher ethical components. You have an oath to fulfill. When you're done, go ahead, walk. Tell the people that we're the most terrible tyrants who forced you to keep your own word. But until then, I didn't care. You come back now, or you come back with 2 broken legs. Get on the boat, or it's a thumping. Take your pick.
You've all heard him. Either you go back with Poover, or you face violence.
The rest of you, no, just the ones who have sworn their oath.
And then what about the rest?
I actually have some thoughts about that. If you don't mind, Hoover.
Oh, aye, this was just sort of a bare minimum thing that needed to happen. Marks them back on the ship.
Like, don't go anywhere. We'll want you back here in a sec. I just had a thought about the non-oathies.
Fair enough.
So, you're all paying attention to me, right? Do I have to stand on someone? Elf, could you go on your hands and knees so I can stand and use the platform?
That's not gonna happen.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Come on.
No,
You
you.
have a box?
I think we can find you a box.
Give me a box. Come on.
He goes out and he brings you a little apple box.
A soapbox.
There we go. There we are. Little tiny Brokfolk kids. Living in that village sucks because you're told to do all the time, and it's cold and miserable, and I'm sure a bunch of other awful things, right? Just not alone. This is true, right? You hate that? Alright. You are literally not being there, grinding the entire village to a halt. Like, they're gonna starve out and die. Do you know what that means? Probably not what you think. That means you have all the power. you left and the whole village collapsed. Which means you being there is the most important part of the entire village.
But I don't want to be there. I want to see the capital.
Sure, why not go see the capital? But let me put it to you this way. If you all go back together and organize as one group, how old do you have to be in charge of Brokfolk Village?
You just have to get a clan behind you. You can form a new colony if you
Well,
convince
not for
voters.
anyone, like being mayor, den mother.
Elder, it's a little complicated because there's 2 groups of them.
Alright, well, why don't you go in, all of you, and say, hey, you only have to be our age to be elder, and we're elder now. What are they going to do? Grow old and die, and then you grow up and in charge of the village that you inherit?
I'm listening.
Alright. So you do that, right? Now you're in charge. Now other Brokfolk in the area who are just like you, who are kids, who are like, well, I'm not going to live here, I'm going to move there. And that village's like, well, if you move, we'll lose everything, and we'll start to starve. What does that village have?
A problem?
It has leverage. Because now people want to go to your village because it's better. So now they have to make the changes you made to their village.
But we're still stuck on the wall.
Yeah, but you can go around. This place is an ocean. There's ships everywhere, and you guys build ships. You don't all have to go to the capital at once. Some of you must like living there, and some of you must like doing what Brokfolk do. You know, sharpening your weapons, playing ice games, getting into fights with each other, making good food. Not all of you want to go, and not all of you have to go. If you just go back and say things are going to change or else, remember that time you all nearly starved because we were fed up with this? You can just sweep through every part of the wall and change your entire society. What are the others going to do? Grow old and starve? You feed them.
Some of the young Brocken folks start moving over to your side of the area.
If you're organized, they can't control your lives.
I'm going to try to turn that into a rhymey thing. It's not very good, but I'm 2.
Okay.
If you're organized, you own your lives.
So we organize.
Yeah. Don't leave. You like being Brokfolk. You want to hear your grandparents' stories and you want to raise your kids in different places, but you probably want to go home every once in a while, right? Just want to never see your family again? That's awful. You don't want to do that. But you don't want them making you serve a bunch of 5-year terms for a bunch of, pressure. They get you to do it 5-year terms, right? But some of you want to do it just because you like it.
So you're saying if we go back and we organize, we could not have to defend the wall?
Sure, some of you probably want to. Not everyone's forced at gunpoint, right?
Well,
Enough
there's
will.
a lot of pressure.
There is a lot of pressure, but your kids won't have that pressure, will they? Are you going to pressure your kid to join the wall?
Nay.
But some kids will. It just happens, right? Someone's like, yeah, I want to serve on the wall. I like being up on the wall. I like being a survivalist.
Right. A lot more are kind of nodding along with you.
You're literally the lifeblood of your entire culture. Without you, all of the Brokfolk would wither and die and be gone forever and become a memory like the old builders. So, just, take control and use that, right?
But if we have the power, and we have the power to leave and form our own colony, why don't we just do that?
Do you want, your elders and, sick to starve and die?
Well, nay.
See,
We cannot control the fish.
no, we can help with that. People can help. I'm sure other Brokfolk can help too. But this is something I know about being a Goblin King. I'm
What?
kind of responsible for goblins. Goblins aren't really responsible for each other. They kind of do it on their own. But I know wall builders, which, and Brokfolk, even when you grow up, you gotta kind of learn that you're not just responsible for yourself. You're responsible for, your parents, your kids. You gotta kind of take care of them if they're hurt.
Filial piety.
If you get hurt and get your leg broken, you want your mom or your dad to help you out, right? They're not gonna be like, nah, you're 10. You're an adult. See you later. You don't have to cut off everything completely, but just don't take shit from them. You You're the next generation. You're going to be the next elders.
During your speech, the elf has slipped off.
Ow, I want to be friends with him.
I mean, you are friends with him.
I wanted to like try and finish him with being friends.
No, he's gone.
Damn him! Damn his little elfy eyes.
But the Brokfolk are kind of nodding along. Like, what you're saying is making a lot of sense to them.
Okay, Hoover. I've set him up. Just knock him down.
Not literally. Don't try beating them up to make them join your side. like
No,
you did
no,
with
that
them.
was just for the Oathbreakers. That's kind of a thing with me.
Gave him
Your
a unit.
families await you. Await you back in the village.
There'll be a great whale feast.
That is true. I can see how some would not want to go live the same way as other places, but the Brokfolk have always respected their families. Ever since you were wee enough to live in a burrow, your earliest memories, we've all been together. And I didn't understand how you could step away from your families. I know it's not always easy. I respect that there's things you want to do, but to turn your back on your families, why? Especially knowing that
We didn't know that they were starving. They've been fine before us. We thought they'd be fine on their own.
you should know there's a force going about trying to take down the wall. And we've encountered more than a few, and you've seen some of the effects yourself firsthand, a few of you. Some they seduce with promises, others they are more direct, controlling the mind. But we have seen that the will of the High Builder himself has been suborned by these forces, coming after the wall. I know that sometimes it's hard when to go for the many years and you didn't see the things that were keeping it at bay. But I tell you, there's a force coming, and it's trying to take it down, and it's trying to destroy all of us with it.
Well, we may have stepped off the path, but we're still Brokfolk. If there's something coming for the wall, we'll stand between it.
That's all I would ask of you. Let's return from this place if you would. At least until the danger has passed.
Hey, if Mom and Pop are starving, we gotta be getting home.
Hey, can I forge a bond with any of these people?
Sure.
Alright, good. Just Brokfolk.
Which Brokfolk specifically would you forge a bond with?
I would forge a bond with one of them, and I would put them on the ship.
So one of the kids that was like, I don't want to go home.
Yeah. One of those rambunctious little goofballs like, serve on our ship, we're going to travel the world.
Sure.
And also it is still in service of protecting the wall, so...
Yeah.
So,
You
I'll
gotta
probably
do a little scene with them, though.
I wouldn't mind if I get another level up, I'll get one of them as a companion.
Sure. I mean, just do a scene. Just take one aside and have a little moment, and you got it.
If I took Bloodhound, I would have been able to track that elf down wherever I went. I would have been able to just like zero it in, like, where are you going, dickhead?
I mean, we can still try pursuing them. Maybe closer or something to find them and then confront them, but they're alone, and then I could...
I'm a little worried that everyone's just gonna starve on that island now, because we didn't resolve the problem that was making them starve.
Well,
Could be the elf magic.
we should go to find out if the elf is the cause of this magical
Yeah.
starvation.
So, can we intercept the elf somehow?
How?
By, paying attention to them during this whole conversation?
Sure. Give me a roll.
Okay. That's an 11 plus.
Okay. So while these guys are doing their speech making and winning the hearts and minds of the Brocken folk, you are paying close attention to the elf, and you notice him heading off and getting on a little sailboat.
Where are you going, Acerin?
Well, it seems like this whole jig is up. You guys have come, you've talked to the Brokfolk. I thought that they would be a little more resilient, a little more willing to follow their hearts and their passions and their desires and their deep-seated dreams, but no, duty and honor won out, and you're bringing them all back.
I gave him a talk about unionizing. He turned tail and run like the goddamn cold-blooded Republican he is. His like lizard skin was like, he's like, I gotta go.
You didn't even try to win
You
them
can't
back.
say things like that.
Well, let's just say I've got a couple messages from HQ pooling around, and the situation has changed.
Oh, so you're in contact with Zane now, is it?
Come on. We both know that Zane isn't running this show.
Well, he's part of the HQ, I suppose.
Do you?
Oh, I don't know. Tell me, what's going on here?
Why would I tell you anything? So, what's it gonna be? You're gonna break my legs?
I mean,
Because I'm leaving. I'm done here.
Does he have any jewelry?
He doesn't.
I mean, if someone wants to, come in, I could.
I just want to know if he was inflicted the curse of starvation upon a large town. That sort of thing kind of ticks me off.
So the question is, will the fish come back?
That's out of my power.
Is he bullshitting or?
Yeah,
you gotta roll it.
Also, you're not here. You're not here. You're
Oh,
not
never
giving
mind.
speeches
Yeah, I'm not
right
here.
now.
That's why when Tyler to me, I'm like, I'm not fucking.
Let me
I
look
was
at
talking about unionizing.
things.
I think you have to look closely. And I think to do that, you have to pay a price, because he is a threat to the world.
Let's see. Can I speak softly instead? Because we're having a chat.
Sure, go for it.
Or you can keep him busy forever.
That's only during duels. I checked.
Yeah, but you can duel him.
Yes. That's
He's like, wait,
9.
what?
Speak softly. One of the
So
answers,
what does a 9 do for you?
one of the answers is not helpful, and they refused to answer revealed terrible truth. We didn't want to hear their choice. Okay, that's 3 questions. Let me sort this out. I guess I'll cross out my fine foods we're having and now, so they'll sit down and have a chat. So yes, the question is like, who's because we know who's running the show. It's like, oh, what's the plan now? I suppose for the HQ. What's
Bring the fish back.
that's my next one. Yeah, how do we bring the fish back? And what will be the third question here? Well, that's the one I know from him. I guess what's he going to do next?
Yeah, I suppose.
So yeah, what's the HQ's plan? How do we bring the fish back? And what's he's going to do next?
Okay. Well, if you want to bring the fish back, you're going to have to talk to the dragon.
Okay.
And hey, why don't we make that happen? You want to know what the deal is? Why not get it straight from the source? And he turns around and he pulls out a little seashell out of his pocket and he throws it into the water. And you see a manifestation of Zane pool up out of the seawater.
Nice to see you again, Zane.
Come on. We've been through this. You know you're not talking to Zane.
Like, we haven't established how much of him is in there.
Oh,
Have you-
so little.
I think
There's-
this is in character, Peter.
I mean, yeah.
There is so little left. But hey, you did it. Come on, let's all
We're not
gather
here.
in. Well, he's at this
Oh, okay,
point.
at this point,
At
yeah,
this
good
point,
point.
you see it. You see a
Yeah.
manifestation of Zane rise up out of the water
Excuse
and
me,
beckon you all in.
holy crap, wall builder business moment.
No, we're gonna talk about the workers' rights. Oh, yeah.
You did it. You saved the Brokfolk.
Yes.
Now they can go die on the wall when it collapses, instead of going off and being artists and scholars and philosophers, which is better for you somehow.
Better dead than an oathbreaker. But I didn't think that you would have done this if if this wasn't against your agenda anyway. I think you still have quite a large chance of stopping you.
Oh, do you now?
Otherwise, you wouldn't care.
See, this is the thing. You know how long I've been on the bottom of the ocean? And you know what your lifespan is? If you two do really stop me, you know what I'm going to do?
Wait this out.
I'm just going to wait. And then you're all going to die. And then I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again and again until the wall comes down and your whole stupid species dies out and I get free. Because I have nothing but time.
Sounds about right. So it seems that we're in another scenario, just like in that village where everyone's just keeping us busy from doing the actual thing that we need to save everyone, I suppose.
Save everyone. That's
I
a
think that's
funny little idea, isn't it?
well,
You know what your problem, Juno, is?
do tell.
And I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. You know what his deal is?
Yeah.
He doesn't understand hate. He doesn't feel it deep in his bones. He doesn't know what it's truly like to suffer, to want someone exterminated, to feel the way I feel about builders. He gets it. He knows what I'm talking about. And I am going to teach you. Because you, Juno, you want to save everyone. And like we said, I have nothing but time. So you know what I'm going to do? You know what the big plan from HQ is now? I'm not even going to try and get free. I'm just going to try and hurt you.
Huh. Well, it's nice to know that you're taking it personally.
Personally, that's rich coming from a builder. How else am I supposed to take it?
Rebellion.
When my species died out, when my people started failing, what did your people do? Did you try and help us? Did you try and save us then? Or did you lock me in chains and throw me to the bottom of the ocean to drain my blood?
It's Rebellion 101. Make it personal. Wouldn't want to be you.
Huh. We're just taking it all in.
So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with her people.
Me?
Because she was dumb enough to help you. And because Zane cares about her. So I get to torture two builders at once.
Hey, don't do that.
Isn't that a cute little scenario?
Well, that's quite interesting.
So were we talking to you when we were talking to Zane before?
Yeah, the whole time.
I wasted that whole speech.
It was a nice speech.
I know. Thank you.
Wait, does that mean that when he declared that Zane was his fan, does that mean that it was actually that guy that was his fan? Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The dragon is a fan of the Goblin King.
that's
I
amazing.
mean, how could you not be?
The only time he ever was the very brief moment.
See, now I have to take the gear option and make him also the fun of me.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was literally
That's cute.
possessed. I thought he was just mind controlled.
Nah, man, it was a smoke
Yeah.
screen.
Well, mind control. It's such a funny word. It doesn't mean quite what you think it means. I mean, come on, Juno.
Sounds
Why am I
more-
even talking to you right now?
Because all you have is time.
Because all I have is time. You ever ride a horse?
Yes, I do have a horse.
So you kind of get where I'm coming from on this. You see, you ride a horse, and you've got the reins, and you've got the bit, and you've got the spurs. So that horse is going where you want it to go. But sometimes that horse just wants to take a big steaming shit all over the road. And there's not a lot you can do about that. So this conversation that we're having right now, this is the shit. You get where I'm coming from, Juno?
That you're taking no pleasure in this.
I am taking no pleasure in this, and I am going to take it all out on you.
Thanks,
Because when I
Acer.
come, I'm coming for you. Everything you care about, everything you value, everything you worked for, I'm going to destroy.
Okay, so we'll have to just stop you then. Can't let that come to pass.
Can you pause? I need Nicole here for this.
Oh, yeah. We're back.
Okay. And how are you going to stop me, Juno?
Well, we'll figure something out.
Because I have a secret that I'd like to share, but I'm not going to be the one who tells it. You are. Where does magic come from, Juno?
Well, I guess from the dragons.
And how many dragons are left, Juno?
At least one.
So, when that dragon goes away, Juno, what's going to happen to all the magic people?
Well, that's why you started looking at me. I was like, why is... You're like... I was like, I'm not Juno. Why are you looking at me to answer these questions?
That's a great
Because-
character reaction.
Yeah.
If you want to stop me, Juno, you're going to have to kill me. And what's that going to mean for the world?
But will he?
What else?
You
are
were
gonna do?
trapped down there for. I mean, it has. Maybe not much by your species standards, but it's been a long bloody time you've been down there, and you haven't been translating around for thousands
I've
of
been-
years trying to get out.
Building my power. I control the oceans now. In another 1,000 years, how powerful do you think I'm going to be? Do you think your ancestors are going to be able to stop me then?
Descendants.
Descendants.
Alright. Want to be that guy.
But can we break your power?
If you break my power, you break my magic. And we end up in the same place.
Wasn't there a conversation about dragon eggs?
Yeah, there was.
Was that a lie?
Yeah, that was. It's
That's kind of sad.
just me.
Are you sure?
Does anyone want to make a sense motive check for
Look closely.
Sure, go for it.
I can roll
someone
that.
with a decent wisdom? Not me.
I got +2 to wisdom.
So do I, but you roll because you would know more than me.
What's
Or roll with hope.
That's a
'cause-
12.
Okay,
Wow.
never mind.
That'll work.
He's not lying.
That's to the best of his ability.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know of any dragon eggs. Mwah.
Yeah, but I mean, he was around for the death of his species. It kind of burned into his memory. And also, we all established in the fiction before this that he was the last one.
Yeah, sure.
In character, we don't necessarily
Yeah,
have to do
that's
that.
true.
But no, I would leave it because even if dragons are in eggs, they probably would have magic. So there would be like islands of magic out there then, if that was the case. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're around here.
can't you like lose a lot of blood and live? You haven't stabbed a bunch knife off.
Well, I think this little chat has run its course. I'm gonna kick the horse back into gear now. You all have fun.
I'm worried.
Look, I thought I had a solution. Involves not being a big giant hate monster, but looks like I can pitch it.
I think that's out of the question by now. About, a couple thousand years too late.
Well, I mean, if we feed you to him and then make a deal, I think that would work out.
So the avatar of Zane just sort of slowly
All right,
slides back
bye.
into the water.
Till next time.
Hmm.
It's a pretty good solution.
So you're all fine with this, Acer, then?
I've been made certain promises.
I don't think he'd change his mind once he's out there and destroying everything in the world.
Why would he destroy everything?
But
I
he has
mean-
nowhere to put his stuff.
That, for one. But also, he really
We all
just
like
kind of hates, like, you and kind of you. Sort of on the fence about you.
I mean, I was going to suggest...
Probably
feeding
doesn't
him.
even really think about you.
Well, then why is he trying to kill my people first?
No,
Well-
he's establishing a threat that he's making you suffer so that I'd suffer, and June.
Oh, he's
Saying
you kinda-
also, your
you-
suffering's incidental to his suffering.
That makes it worse.
You're
Also,
just a tool for him.
Yeah, a lot.
Also, keep in mind that anything that the dragon says, I take with just the teeniest grain of salt. Been known to blather to outright lie on more than one occasion in the conversations we've had.
Aesurin would, are elves magic? Would they die if the dragons die?
Yeah, which is why I'm backing the dragon, as opposed to the guy who is gearing up to take him out.
Oh, the plan was originally just to keep him in jail, but now I see that that's stupid.
Isn't that kind of terrible?
No, it is. It is
Well-
terrible, but I don't know.
Well, the plan was to deal with Zane, and now it has just.
So among
spiraled
our
from
people,
there.
if someone goes crazy and is going around killing people and mind controlling them and wanting to commit genocide and all that, what would be your people's response to someone?
So it sounds like you guys have a lot to think about. So I'm just gonna get in my boat and go.
Do we want to beat up this
Up
man,
to
this
you.
guy?
Why would we beat him up?
Why wouldn't we beat him up? He's part of the bad guys.
Well, aside from just the whole fact that violence is inherently wrong.
I don't
Stop.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't think that's true. And also, you're saying violence is inherently wrong, but then he's gonna go and kill my people now.
Yeah, well, you kind of asking for it.
What?
See,
For
you know,
what?
for thousands of years of torture.
King. Just a little. I mean, your friend is kind of a ponce.
Do you have a way to escape us right here, right now with your magic?
I have this boat.
So what you're saying is, you are surrounded and flanked on all sides, and moving away would provoke an attack of opportunity from any of us. So you're right now banking on our good graces to not get super violent. Right?
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. But I think I was kind of at the mercy of your violent tendencies when you first arrived.
No, we
Nothing
didn't,
is really.
we didn't know you had an out. And you had a bunch of shields. Innocent child shields. Once the baby armor was in, all bets were off.
Okay.
So again, we come down to
So,
what are you gonna do? Break my legs?
my suggestion would be to take this individual back to the Ice Fortress prison and lock him away for directly suborning the desertion of members of the Wall, interfering with their duties, interfering with our duties, and using mind control on sentients.
Just going to say, he should not be allowed to roam free, but also that's really bad, and you don't have authority over him. He's an elf, you're Brokfolk, you guys aren't the same government.
You see, that went
No,
away
there's
when he
solution.
came and started screwing with my people.
All I did was give them art lessons.
All you did was
Brother,
give them
use-
art
use
lessons.
my
Oh, and
control.
also the
There was
individual
mind
happens to be
control on
working
a
for
couple
someone
of
that will
How about
involve the death of pretty much everyone.
Here's my pitch. We don't do violence to you in either scenario. But there's going to be two scenarios. You good with this?
What's the scenarios?
I'm listening.
Scenario one, don't work with the big evil, hate-filled dragon monster. Work for us. Become a hero. Get fanciful rewards when this guy becomes king of the world, because that's what's going to happen. That's the narrative here. Be my buddy.
You think I'm in it for money?
Not money, just whatever you want, yeah. That'd be great. We're not going to kill the dragon, probably. And we're not going to let the world die and all these people get genocided. It's kind of a thing. Not fucking genocide happen. That's pitch 1. It's pretty fair. Just be our friend. Friendship.
And pitch 2.
I cut up and force feed you a bunch of my flesh, and it gets inside of you, and you're full of goblin eggs. Not the type that just bursts out, the type that make you shorter, a little less baby. The Goblin King.
What?
That way I know for sure
Okay.
that you wouldn't really serve the big evil dragon anymore because it'll be
Hoover's
very
eyes go
hard
wide
for
at
you
this
to
because, like,
focus.
holy shit.
It'll be very, very hard for you to focus on following a plan
Well,
afterwards.
We've learned
You'll
something
be
about.
free!
So I'm gonna go with option 3, where I just get on my boat.
No. You can have any color of bow you want, as long as it's black or white.
Okay, how about we try to convince him to join our side, but
Yeah, I'm setting that up. I'm setting up advantage for someone here with the
no.
pitch.
My proposal is we try to convince him to join us, but we force the Overlord to break a bond.
I'm not breaking a bond for this.
We are
Joker.
forcing you
Okay,
to break
you
a
can
bond.
do that. Yeah.
That's what I'm proposing. That we want to talk sense to him, but we want the Overlord to break a bond and make that fail, so he can go free. But we have one less bond with Overlord for that. Does that sound like an option for you guys?
How many bonds do we really have with the Overlord?
He has at
I
least 2 of
have
them.
1 with Goblin King, 1 with Juno, 2 with Marilla, 1 with Poover. Or no, I have 2 with Juno. And I have 1 with a builder counselor who you have not met yet.
I don't care about them. I don't care about these.
Forget how he got one with me, but
I start with 1 with
Oh, okay.
everyone.
Fine. We can do Peter's sensible plan instead of us getting one of the generals as our allies.
So yeah, like with
He would
everything-
help me remember the fact that we shouldn't kill the dragon, and also that
Yeah, who gets their bond free? Who's pitching for this?
I guess I
who
could.
has only
I guess you.
Because I'm the stats shredder.
who
I need
has
to-
only
Whoever rolls the dice and pays the price gets their bond broken.
So I can pay the price.
one. Okay, I was gonna say Goblin King because he's the only one that had only 1 bond with the Overlord.
But Goblin King
Goblin
bonds.
King has got
Oh,
a
he
bunch
doesn't
of
matter.
yeah.
I can't be hurt by the Overlord, really.
Right. Okay.
Also, I have like
You-
a bond with him already. and a
You
bond
would
with this
be a
guy.
good choice because you just found out basically that the Overlord is just totally willing to specifically kill your people for a personal grudge.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even against any of us.
I know, it's so mean. You break one with me because, oh my god, he just about destroyed an entire community and is starving countless people.
This guy's like real charming.
I was quite serious. I don't see any moral compunction, like, out of character about locking him in a prison for, like, until the end of the war, at the very least.
Oh yeah, I don't either. Except he also seems like he'd be really good if he joined our side.
Yeah.
But
Well,
him
we-
roaming free is pretty dangerous because he
Yeah,
convinced
yeah.
a bunch of Brokfolk to like abandon their shit, and the only reason it didn't work is because someone else came along and was like, "Hey, don't do that."
Yes, but we're also not playing the mindset of an RPG game, and we're trying to be nicer people around here at least. I hope so.
What does that have to do with anything I said?
Like, oh, just break his legs, put him in prison.
Oh, we're just trying to break his legs, but put him in prison.
No, the can
Jail
we just
does
break?
seem merciful.
Can we break his
Also-
legs a little? Was really more of a sort of
Yeah.
me being a heavy kind of deal.
Also,
So what do you guys want to do?
We're doing Peter's.
You're the hair.
I'm paying a price.
Poison
By
hair.
Okay, what is the price that you were paying?
fine food. We had a nice brunch. I guess.
Aren't
Yeah.
you already out of food?
No, I have
You assume
food.
Peter
I have
spent all
food,
his
and I have
resources?
fine food as a separate food.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm loaded.
So like, because of the negative. So like, this is because of the negative things that are going on right now, and him getting control of the world. You can't find food anymore. That kind of deal, or
No, he just was like, "Hey,
We're having a
we're
nice
trying-
Had a
brunch.
brunch.
Yeah, but
Yes.
We're trying to convince you to join our side. Here, have some fancy ass fucking, I don't know, tiramisu or some shit."
Yeah,
Her face.
pretty much that.
Angel Food King.
Well, you've made an interesting case, presented a lot of good arguments, but still gonna side with the dragon.
Well, I guess we did all we could.
He
so
gets in
we're
his
just gonna
boat.
let him go.
Oh, I assumed we were gonna beat him up if that didn't work.
I mean, I made my threat. It was either he joins us or, I feed him goblin flesh. Goblin King flesh.
Not
I
gonna
don't,
lock
I
him
don't
up.
like that idea.
We're not going to leave him on an island with no boat. We're not gonna break his legs.
He is getting in his boat.
Okay,
and
okay, we're just circling around. Let us finish the argument. You have to be here for this.
He was very subversive to your people, but I don't think that constitutes breaking the law. So.
Why is it that laws only work on technicalities?
You know,
I mean,
the
what
wall
exactly did I do?
There were a few mind
That is-
control necklaces.
You used mind
Were
control
there-
on.
Are you?
Yes, you admitted it in front of me.
Also, did Drake just say he was going to genocide a bunch of people and you're like, oh, I love that guy. I'm going to take that guy to the prom.
I did say that in those words.
We're letting him walk.
I mean, if he's not,
I mean, I don't really want to hurt you. You seem cool.
if he's the other of the picture, the dragon will find another elf to use whatever. So.
Yeah,
Doesn't
listen to
change.
this guy. This is like your king.
See, I'm using the Doyle's choice of having, an NPC that could be our enemy for a longer while.
Fine.
You know
We
what?
can't just solve
Honestly,
everything with
crack one of my
violence.
bonds.
Yeah, you're gonna take him out?
Hmm?
Oh no, just because of this?
Between us?
No, I wouldn't disobey the oath, but because if he's letting him walk, break a bond.
Between us?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Because he
This
hurt
is
you?
too much.
No, not because me. Hoover doesn't have much faith of his own because he is acting directly in ways that go against everything that my character
Yeah,
and his character was
But
to
how
believe.
bonds work, it's basically like if someone hurts you,
He did hurt.
they have
This
to break a
hurts.
bond.
Yes,
That's
this
what
emotional
it is.
stuff.
This was like
Yeah, like mechanically, that's what this is.
Yes.
yeah.
That's cute.
Okay then. So, let him walk.
He starts rowing.
I was a little bit confused about what we were going to do anyway.
We should be friends next time we meet up and we thwart you.
Yeah, maybe when you reconsider which side you're on, get your priorities straight.
But you already know why I'm on this side. Come on, it was very plain and simple.
Yeah, well maybe.
My motivations are clear cut without any sort of area of gray.
And I don't know if you're really fulfilling them in the best way possible, but that's not a conversation for me to have.
See, I'm seeing that
We're
you're
just-
loyal.
We're successfully getting louder as we're talking.
Yeah.
I'm just born like this. This is just how I go. I'm running on instinct. I'm like a dog.
I'm seeing that Acer is loyal. I'm seeing the Goblin King's loyal. Just little different people.
The Goblin King isn't loyal. He just wants the thing he wants. But also, he doesn't like genocide, so he's not going to change his mind and go to this guy's side.
I mean, last time it was like, he made an offer first.
If you'll excuse me,
I
sir,
did say
I'm just
that.
going to
Oh,
go yell and scream at that tree and rip it to hell. A few moments.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, when do we have to wrap tonight? Because can we do another session?
Or is another part of this? Or do we want to prep for the next day?
Yeah, we should just maybe do some prep or something.
Okay, because you were saying you had stuff for the next community we can save. So
And this does
yeah,
seem like a
I
nice
thought we were going to
place.
roll into the Goblin King
Exactly.
after this.
yeah, so why don't we wrap here and then do like episode next?
Or you can go
Sure.
to the community. Or
Let's
either or.
end the session now, get more powers, and then continue.
Also, that's another episode.
It also means that Goblin community might be dead or something by the time we get there. I don't think
I've
he's
been
killing them.
deliberately not killing
Yeah.
them off
'Cause you
because
wanna
I
do
think
it.
it's going to be fun to do it.
Yeah. So we'll wrap here with him rowing off as we're all kind of all like, I guess we can't stop evil.
We have to be
all of our
civil about
violence
it.
is useless against him talking.
We have to be civil about it.
See, like, in character, I don't really believe in jails. I don't know. Like, if you're bad, you shouldn't do bad things, but I don't really have an idea of what you should do instead. I just don't believe in not freedom.
Trial by combat.
And I'm playing a character who is extremely lawful
About, yeah,
in their
you're
way,
about
but
laws.
we have a character who is superior and
Yeah, like my character like supposed to be like, okay, more talking, more like, honor stuff and so on. Not just like, okay, I can take you on, no problem. I've got my, fencing skills, let's murder you. Nah.
Okay. Well, I guess if we're wrapping, then I was Tyler.
Peter.
Mark.
Devin.
And Nicole.
And this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.